Hello and welcome. I'm Vincent Makori, and this is Africa 54. The United Nations says revenge attacks in the Central African Republic have killed more than 2,000 people and left about a quarter of the country's 4.5 million people homeless. Now, religious leaders in the CAR are saying the violence plaguing their country must end. Both Muslim and Christian religious leaders are saying religion has nothing to do with the ongoing carnage in the CAR. This despite the gunning down of a legislature a day earlier after he suggested that the country's Christian anti-Balaka militias must be disarmed. At a news conference Monday, the commander of the French forces in the country said the militias were the main threat to peace.
We need to stop the troublemakers, especially those claiming to be anti-Balaka. And we know that they are among them looters and thugs, some criminals, and that is really clear today from our efforts. Today, they are the troublemakers. They are the ones causing heavy losses among the population. They are the ones stigmatizing communities, and today they have become enemies of peace in this country.
Ce sont eux qui stigmatisent.
Anti-Balaka n'est pas une milice chrétienne.
Anti-Balaka are not a Christian wrongdoing. I have said and I repeat that loud and strong for the media. It's not about a Christian wrongdoing. I didn't send a priest to manage a group who will attack the people.
Well, since the departure of Seleka leader and interim President Michel Djotodia in January under international pressure, Christian militias have stepped up their revenge attacks against Muslims. Now, for more on the security situation in the CAR, viewers and Luke joins us by phone from Bangui. Good evening, Anne.
Hi, Vincent.
Hi. Now, the French commander there says that the anti-Balaka is the main enemy there. What is their reaction to this?
Yeah, there's some nods of appreciation from the population here in Bangui, which are the residents of Bangui are still plagued by kind of this nightly looting, killing, gunfire in the air. And people are pointing to the anti-Balaka. Keep in mind the anti-Balaka is a broad spectrum of people. It was kind of this popular emanation that rose up throughout the country, in opposition to Seleka, in opposition to the regime of Djotodia, which, in opposition to, pretty serious violations, pretty serious crimes against the population, killings, villages being razed, etc. But now it appears to have devolved or kind of swept into it criminal elements, however you want to term it, and the violence has continued, even though Seleka has been pretty much chased from the capital, and even the Muslims have been chased from the capital.
And this is rather ironic because we know that originally Seleka was accusing the French of being sympathetic to anti-Balaka. Now anti-Balaka is becoming the enemy of the peacekeeping forces. What kind of activities are they engaged in now in Bangui and other parts of CAR?
Like I said, I think they're being accused of being behind or participating in continued looting, continued robbery. I spoke to a resident today who said, every night his neighborhood is filled with gunfire, there's robbery. He said, listen, it used to be the Muslims who were targeted. Now the Muslims are all gone, so they're just going after everyone. Keep in mind, the French were accused of being on the anti-Balaka side, on the quote-unquote Christian side when they arrived. But that, I think, was because they deemed the Seleka to be priority number one. Now the Seleka have been pretty much chased out of the capital, chased up, on their way to Chad. And so now it's kind of they're turning to the anti-Balaka and saying, okay, now you're public enemy number one because you're the ones we see making trouble in the streets.
Now, very quickly, what kind of leverage do the religious leaders have on the different militia groups?
Yeah, not a whole lot, actually. I've been speaking with members and leadership of the anti-Balaka since I've been here, and they echo the statements of the Archbishop. They are not a Christian militia. They kind of wish people would stop calling them that. And some of them aren't even Christian. They're animist. They rose up in opposition to Djotodia. They wanted him to leave. And now many of them consider it mission accomplished. They feel that they were the liberators of this country, that they lit the spark back early in December when they launched that offensive on Bangui. And now their names are being kind of dragged through the mud when they feel like they should be taking part in some kind of a disarmament and barracking process.
Well, Anne, thank you very much. That's viewers Anne Luke reporting from Bangui in the Central African Republic.